Hi everyone. This video is on behalf of At Home by High. I just want to go over briefly how to distinguish between COVID symptoms versus the flu and also versus the common cold, because sometimes it can be hard to tell which is which because a lot of the symptoms overlap. So the most common symptoms I went ahead and highlighted just to make it easier to tell. Starting with COVID, fever and dry cough are the two most commonly seen symptoms. It could also present itself in numerous other ways, though, such as fatigue or just feeling tired. A lot of people may have a little bit of a sore throat. Shortness of breath can also be seen in varying degrees. A lot of times, in more severe cases, though, this is seen. Uh, Body aches, pains, loss of taste and or sense of smell temporarily. We could see that too. You could see diarrhea and nausea actually, and headache and congestion. So you could definitely see that it presents itself in more ways than one, and it looks a little different from person to person for sure. Now on to flu symptoms. We've got flu season coming up, obviously, so it's important to be able to tell between these symptoms and the COVID symptoms. Common ones are also highlighted here. Those would be fever, fatigue, body aches, cough, and headache. Sometimes too, you could also see congestion, sore throat, and as you could tell too, a lot of these symptoms also resemble and closely, are close to the COVID symptoms. So that kind of makes it difficult to tell which is which. Now, lastly, you've got your common cold, which we all have a good idea of what that looks like. You've got your sneezing, runny nose, body aches and pains could happen too a lot of times. Sore throats common as well. And then cough and fatigue could sometimes coincide with those two. So now I got this chart here to make it easier from Multicare that breaks all this down very nicely and keeps it all nice and organized. And they throw in seasonal allergies too for those of us like myself who have allergies. So that's nice. Also, this includes like symptom onset. So, for example, you could see like COVID-19 and the cold have more of a gradual onset, whereas the flu, for example, has more of an abrupt onset. So that's good to know. So that's just a really helpful chart here that just keeps everything organized right there in front of you, and you could really distinguish them well just from this. And I also have a little reference here for it too, just to credit them for that chart they have. So lastly, I just want to say, like, regardless of which symptoms you may be experiencing, don't hesitate to call your primary care provider with any questions, concerns. They could definitely point you in the right direction if they think you might want to get tested. Testing's pretty widely available pretty much everywhere, it seems like nowadays, which is great. And also, just remember to keep up with your basic hygiene. So washing your hands, don't be touching your face constantly, disinfect those high touch surfaces, social distance, wear a mask. That all goes a long way for sure. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and stay healthy.